Hello, good morning students. In last session we studied the morphology of bacteria. Now today we have to discuss about the different structures in detail, okay, or cell organelles. Now first of all we see the cell organelles which are present in the cell, okay. So this is the general structure of bacteria, and in bacteria there are different structures or different cell organelles they are present. Here is the first, that is the most outermost layer or envelope of bacteria, that is called as a capsule, okay. This is the capsule or slime layer that is present outside to the cell wall, okay. Now inner to the capsule or slime layer there is a cell wall is present. See, this is the cell wall, okay, and that cell wall that will functions to protect the cell, or it will give the size and shape to the bacteria, okay. So this cell wall is very important organelle in cell, okay. Now the third, that is the fimbriae or pili, they are present on the surface of bacterial cell, okay. Now there is a one or more locomotory organs, they are present on the bacterial cell surface, and that locomotory organ that is called as a flagellum, okay. Later on there is a inside the cell wall there is a another membrane that is called as a plasma membrane or cytoplasmic membrane that is present inside the cell wall. After that, inside the cytoplasm there is a inclusion bodies and ribosomes, they are present. See, here is the ribosomes and these dot like structures, these are nothing but the ribosomes, okay. Now then there is a presence of chromosome, and that chromosome that is present in nucleus, that means here at the center or anywhere in the cytoplasm there is a nuclei, and in nuclei there is a chromosome, that is DNA present, okay. So this is the general outline of the structure of cell. Is it okay? First, that means the outermost covering, that is capsule. Now inside the capsule or beneath the capsule there is a cell wall is present. Beneath the cell wall there is a plasma membrane is present, or it is also called as a cytoplasmic membrane. Then inside this plasma membrane there is a cytoplasm is there, and in cytoplasm there is a ribosomes, there is a inclusion bodies, there is a nucleoid, and in nucleoid there is a chromosomes, they are present, okay. And there are some surface organs, that is the flagella and pili, they are present on the surface of the cell wall, okay. So we have to discuss all these structures or all these organelles in detail. First of all we see the capsule or slime layer. Now what is meant by capsule? Capsule, that is the outermost covering, that means that many bacteria both gram positive and gram negative possess a gel like layer or sticky material outside the cell wall when growing in their natural environment. That means that is the sticky layer or gel like material which is present upper the cell wall or outside the cell wall, and that layer that is called as a capsule, okay. See, these are the bacteria, here white color, these are the bacteria, and pinkish color which is seen here, that is the capsule layer which is present on the bacterial cell. Okay, so this layer has different names on its characteristics. When the layer is well organized and not easily washed off, it is called a capsule and is demonstrable by light microscopy. Means how the layer is organized on the surface. Based upon that, there are two types. The layer which is organized and it is not easily washed, that layer is called as a capsule, and the layer which is easily get washed, that is called as a slime layer. See here, this is the bacterial cell and this here is the capsule. That means this is the enlarged figure of the capsule. See, this is the outline of the cell or bacterial cell, and from this to this is the capsule layer which is polysaccharide in nature, which is polysaccharide in nature. Okay, when it is zone of diffuse unorganized material that is easily removed, that is called as a slime layer, and it is detectable only by indirect serological methods or by electron microscopy, but not by light microscopy. That means based upon their organization, how that is organized, based upon that there are two types of these sticky materials. They are present. One is called as a capsule and another is called as a slime layer. That means which is organized very well. Okay, and it is not get washed or it is not removed by washing. That type of layer, that is called as a capsule layer, and which is zone of diffuse unorganized material that is removed easily, that is called as a slime layer. And that slime layer, it is only detectable by serological methods and it can be observed by electron microscopy. But the capsule that can be observed by a simple compound microscopy when it is stained with particular stain or by using negative stain. See, this is the slime layer. Okay, when the layer consists of network of polysaccharide extending from the surface of the cell, it is referred to as a glycocalyx. It is referred to as glycocalyx. See, here is the glycocalyx. Okay, a term that encompasses both capsule and slime layer because they usually are composed of polysaccharides. Generally, this capsule and slime layer, they are composed from the polysaccharides, and in one the layer is thick, and that thick layer that is visible under compound microscope, and that is called as a capsule, and the layer which is not visible, that means the layer is very very thin, and that thin layer that is only visible in electron microscope, that is called as a slime layer or S layer. Now, what is the composition of capsule? Now, that means how the capsule that is made. The capsule is mostly made up of polysaccharides. Here poly means many, saccharides means sugar. Okay, there are polysaccharide, that means there is many sugar that is made from the sugars and often referred as collectively as a exopolysaccharide. That means it is the secretion of bacteria. It is the secretion of bacteria, and when that secretion that forms layer around the cell, it will become slime layer or it will become capsule. Okay, but its chemical nature, that is a polysaccharide in nature, that means it is the carbohydrate. Polysaccharide is a carbohydrate. Okay, so exopolysaccharide are sometimes neutral. These exopolysaccharides secreted by these microorganisms, sometimes they are neutral and neutral homosaccharide. For example, glucans and fructans of many oral streptococci, or they are negatively charged. However, Bacillus anthracis, the Bacillus anthracis is the organism which has a proteinaceous capsule. It has a proteinaceous capsule composed of polyamino acids such as D-glutamic acid. Is it okay? Means here there is a small difference. One is a polysaccharide and another, here in Bacillus anthracis there is a polyamino acids such as D-glutamic acids, they are present. Okay, means it is a sometimes it is protein in nature that contains the polyamino acids and such as D-glutamic acid. Okay, means these proteins, they are made from amino acid, and specifically here D-glutamic acid is the amino acid which is involved in the preparation of that layer, that is the capsule. Okay, now the D-glutamic acid is probably analogous to the negatively charged polysaccharide capsule, which will have similarity like the polysaccharide capsule. Okay, to visualize that layer or capsule or slime layer, there is a need of particular stain, and specifically here negative stain or special capsule stains, they are used or they are employed to observe that capsule. Now the functions of these capsule, actually this capsule that help in the pathogenic bacteria resist phagocytosis by host phagocytes. Means if suppose there is one organism which is pathogenic in nature and which bears the capsule, that capsule bearing organism when try to enter in host body, there are some cells. These cells, they are called as a phagocytic cell in the host body, and that phagocytic cells, they try to engulf these pathogenic organisms, but due to the presence of that capsule, these cells becomes resistant and that phagocytic cell is unable to engulf the cell. Okay, that means they are resistant from the phagocytosis, and the best example is the Streptococcus pneumoniae. We know that this Streptococcus pneumoniae cause the pneumonia in human being or in mouse. And there are two strains of that Streptococcus pneumonia. One is a rough cell and another is a smooth cell. We know that there is a Gript experiment. The scientist Gript, who carried out the experiment on mice by using Streptococcus pneumoniae, one strain that is called as a smooth strain and another strain is called as a rough strain. Smooth cell or smooth strain, that means which bears the capsule, and a rough cell, that means which do not bear the capsule. Okay, and now capsule bearing organism, smooth cells, they are injected into mice, and that mice that will get die. But a rough cell when injected into mice doesn't kill. That means here the capsule that confirms the virulence power of that organism. Okay, and that's why that organism or smooth cells, they are able to kill the mice. But rough cells, they do not have capsule and there is no virulence power in that organism, and that's why that is unable to kill the mice. That means that capsule or slime layer or sticky substance which is present outside the cell wall of the bacteria, that will confirms the virulence power of that bacteria. Is it okay? So capsule contains a great deal of water and can protect against desiccation. We know that in environment, when we keep the water, after some time it get evaporated. Okay, and the same thing in bacteria also, there is some liquids, and whatever the gummy or sticky substance which is present around the cell wall, that contains more amount of water, and it will protect the cell from desiccation. That means dehydration of the cell. Okay, they exclude viruses and most hydrophobic toxic materials such as detergents. Sometimes when that cell comes in contact with these hydrophobic toxic materials such as detergent, that detergent actually they attack on the cell wall, but due to that sticky or gummy substance, the water unable to enter inside the cell or enters toward the cell wall, and that's why capsule that protects from the attack of detergent on cell wall. Okay, so the glycocalyx also aids in attachment to solid surfaces including tissue surfaces in plant and animal hosts. We know that there is something sticky material, and that will help these organisms to attach on particular surface, and specifically in case of host cell. When it comes to the host, it will attaches to the surface of the host cell. It is due to the glycocalyx which is present in the capsule. Okay, means that stickiness that is helpful to these organisms to remain attached to the host cell. Okay, gliding bacteria often produce slime or sticky substance, which in some cases has been shown to facilitate the motility. Here motility means there is a movement of organism from one place to another place, and for the easy movement these sticky materials, they are helpful for the movement of these organisms from one place to another place. Now the slime layer. Here many prokaryotes have a regularly structured layer that is called as a slime layer on their surface. Slime layer is a structured paracrystalline protein layer, and it can be visible by electron microscopy. These are generally composed of single kind of protein molecule, sometimes with carbohydrates. They are attached to these proteins. In bacteria, the slime layer is external to the cell wall. In archaea, the slime layer may be the only wall structure outside the plasma membrane. The slime layer has pattern something like poor tiles. It has something like a floor tiles and is composed of a protein or glycoproteins. This glycoprotein is a conjugated protein, that means there is a carbohydrate and protein, that means conjugated protein. Okay. In gram-negative bacteria, the slime layer adheres directly to the outer membrane. It is associated with the peptidoglycan surface in gram-positive bacteria. It may protect the cell against ion, pH fluctuation, osmotic trace, proteolytic enzymes, bacteriophages, or the predaceous bacterium, that is Bedillo vibrio. These are the protective functions of that slime layer. The slime layer also helps to maintain the shape and envelop rigidity of the some cells, and it can promote cell adhesion to the surface. Finally, the slime layer seems to protect some bacterial pathogen against host defense, thus contributing to the virulence power. Okay, means this is about the slime layer and capsule. Okay, the capsule and slime layer, they plays an important role or important functions. They are nearly same, that means whatever the functions of capsule, that the same functions they are carried out by the slime layer, and slime layer and that capsule, they are nearly equal, but one is, it is the layer is thick and in one the layer is thin. Is it okay? So this is the difference only in the capsule and slime layer, and both they are sticky substances. Okay, so we stop here today.